Excuse me. Thinking about Vincent just does something. Does something to me. Chris is mad that I compared Shadow the Hedgehog and Vincent.
I mean, it's a fair comparison.
They're exactly the same. They're the same bitch. I don't know what there is to be mad about. My god, I thought my Twitter was gonna crash for a second. Where's the picture of Vincent I have saved? There it is. Oh yeah, I have a good addition for the stream as well. But I'll start that one when I start the game.
I'm scared.
I mean, it's not anything special.
I'm still frightened. Would you believe it?
No. Oh. So when was the last time you played Dirge of Cerberus?
When it came out, senior year of high school.
Oh my god, did you buy it on launch?
No, my friend Adam did. Because we played through Resident Evil 4 at launch, and then he's like, well, I'm going to buy this cool game, and we'll play that at my house. And I was like, okay, I'm glad you have a PS2 and I don't. Because I did not have to buy that.
You didn't have a PS2 growing up?
No, I didn't have even a PS1 until I graduated high school. I only had Nintendo consoles.
Oh my god, that's like the opposite of me.
But I had a lot of cool friends that let me borrow their PlayStations and shit.
Hmm.
Like, I think Steve let me borrow his Xbox for like a month so I could play Metal Gear.
His Xbox?
Yeah, he had Metal Gear Solid 2 on Xbox.
I was on Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't know that at all. What the fuck? I thought that was only PlayStation.
Yeah. I don't know if all of them came to Xbox. I'm not sure. The first one probably didn't, now that I think about it.
SGC, you got a Quebec pizza ad?
What does that mean?
Twitch knows. Twitch knows that you're a Canada. I've never gotten an ad for. I've never gotten an ad for Quebec pizza. Okay. So.
I need to pop this shit.
You need to what?
I need to pop out your chat so I can see it.
Oh, okay. Before I start the game, I figured we can look at the game itself first.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share with you.
Oh man, this is the good shit.
I'm gonna share with you these pictures I took yesterday. Wait, why is it that? It shouldn't be that.
You know what? That's what I think when I see Dirge of Cerberus. Wait, why is it that?
Oh yeah, you'll have to move your little guy over a little bit.
Oh, I forgot I have control over myself.
Yeah, I don't have control over you.
That's terrifying. You really should.
Well, you know, you're your own person. What am I supposed to do about that? You can literally just do whatever you want during this fucking thing.
I could be slopping and clopping all over the screen.
You could, and you know, I encourage it. You're allowed to express yourself however you want. Anyway, this is my actual copy of Dirge of Cerberus. Look at that.
That's cool.
Look at that.
Look at it, he's so cool.
Wait, am I able to share with you my iTunes at the same time?
I don't know.
Oh no, I can't. Damn. Oh well. That's fine.
The limitations.
Technology just is not there yet. Greatest. Yeah, see? I mean, that's the thing, right? Vincent is so cool. This wouldn't get greatest hits if Vincent wasn't really cool, and if Dirge of Cerberus was not really cool.
It's true. It's true.
Here's the back of the box. Midgard died. Something survived. A mysterious organization has emerged from the devastation of meteor fall. and the enigmatic Vincent Valentine may be the only hope to save this shattered world. Set after the events of Final Fantasy VII and Advent Children. Did you know that this took place after Advent Children?
Yeah, I think it takes place like a year or two after.
Yeah, I forgot that until literally yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, that is so fucked up.
Yeah.
That this takes place after Advent Children.
I feel like nothing should take place after Advent Children.
Look. Doggy.
Niggy. I don't remember Red 13 being in this game, but I'm sure he is.
I don't know if he is. I can't remember either. I only got to like chapter 4 playing this by myself.
I know everybody else shows up, so it makes sense that he would.
He'll show up for 2 seconds and be like, bark.
Bark, bark.
Bark, bark.
Later.
Here's the inside
I've
of
got
it.
kids to feed.
Here's the disc. You know, all things considered, pretty cool looking disc.
That is cool, though.
And then, like, this art is really cool, you know? I'm sure if you spent $60 on this, for, like, a brief moment, you would be like, damn, this is a good game. This is a good game that I bought.
I'd be sick with it.
I think I probably spent, like, $12 max on this at GameStop. And I think that's what it's worth.
Oh, Adam bought it full price, baby. He was so happy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I mean, all things considered, this does have a color manual. You can't say that of most shit. This is just controls, that's whatever. Here's another doggy.
Yeah.
When I was taking a picture last night for a split second, I was like, Red 13 looks fucked up, and I was like, oh, that's not Red 13. So,
Red 12.
An interesting thing about this game is it had keyboard support.
Oh.
If you had a keyboard and mouse for the PS2, you could use that.
That's cool,
like
actually.
a proper FPS.
Wow.
So,
oh, yeah, because I remember the controls in this game were jacked up.
Yeah, they're not, like, it's not the worst I've ever played for a PlayStation shooter, but it's definitely not the best. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I would be able to get this working with my keyboard if I wanted, but I would rather just use the controller.
Yeah, the way
this
God
motherfucker. He's shooting me. Thank God. So then you have 2 whole pages of text.
Oh my God.
This is just... In case you're a dipshit who bought this game without playing Final Fantasy VII, they just describe Final Fantasy VII.
That's pretty good, though.
A whole page just describing that. And then they
How
have...
many people do you think bought this and didn't play FF7?
Enough, I'm sure.
Probably.
Especially when it got to be like 20 bucks and under.
Yeah.
And then they have a prologue, so 3 long years after Final Fantasy VII. I don't want to read all this though, because this is just like a lot of crap.
Oh yeah, it starts out in calm. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And you have your list of characters. You know, I liked when games did this though.
Yeah, I did too. I miss manuals.
Yeah.
That shit was fun.
Then you have Reeve, who wears like a fucking Organization 13 ass cloak for whatever reason now.
Because he's a theater kid.
You have Yuffie.
Hmm?
You got Yuffie, who is of age now. And because of this game, there's so much Yuffie x Vincent like cross fan art.
Oh, I bet.
You got Vincent. You got Chelk.
Oh, I hate her.
Although her
God,
appearance is that of a
babe.
10-year-old girl, she is a member of the Spheats.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good to know that she's supposed to be 10. You got Azul. And then you got Rosso.
Rosso. I don't remember Rosso at all, so that's a very good sign.
Yeah, I didn't remember her either. And then the moment she spoke, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I remember you. You got more tutorials and whatever the fuck this thing is. Look at his little teeth.
That's like one of the Avas in the movie.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
He's gonna eat you.
Yo, our boy Azul. He's like Azul the Cerulean or some shit.
Mhm.
He's like blue the blue.
Yeah, the robe is like, this does not do Reeve any favors. Reeve in a suit, hot as hell. Reeve in this crap, get him the fuck out of here.
Get it off him. No.
Hello, Kate
That
Sith.
motherfucker.
You have her, who is a scientist, dressed very appropriately.
I mean, she's wearing like a little lab coat.
Yeah. See, I remember this much of her, but I forgot totally about whatever the fuck is going on down here. Like, what in the Final Fantasy X-2 is this? You got more fucking tutorial shit. You have this nice graphic inside there. Look at that.
I like
Nice,
that.
nice big ol' artwork. You have a shit ton of credits.
Oh my god.
But, I mean, like, this looks like a lot, but, like, this is so small compared to the credits of any modern video game now.
Yeah, that's true.
Sad.
That won't take an hour and a half to scroll.
Mm-hmm. So then you have this stuff, but more importantly, bam, you have this. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Coming soon to mobile phones, which apparently we actually got in America.
Really?
We got this game. Yeah, I have a Wikipedia page open that I want to glance at too before we start. Dirge of
Well, you're
Cerberus
gonna have to
lost
play it
episode.
eventually.
I know, I don't know how to play this. I need to figure out a way to do it. Be the first to take a revolutionary step in mobile gaming. I have no idea what the fuck you even do in this game, though.
No clue.
But hey, you can go on this website and check it out. I'm sure this is still active.
You know, I'm gonna go on there right now.
Okay. And then on top of that, you got one of these. Remember these?
Oh,
Fill out this
yeah.
card and return to be entered into a drawing. Can I flip this? Yeah, I can.
What a cool game.
Yeah, which Square Enix games do you own? I would be checking off Final Fantasy VII and Brave Fencer Musashi. And I have I can't remember if I have Chronicles or Anthology, whichever the one that has 4 and 5 and 6 and Trigger? Chrono
Oh, I
Trigger?
forgot they released Fullmetal Alchemist games. I forgot that was Square.
Oh yeah, I have this and that. I don't have Origins. I don't have the 1 and 2 one. I have Final Fantasy X-2. I have Musashi Samurai Legend. I have Tactics. I have 8. I have 10. Oh my god, they put Dragon Guard on there?
Well, that's cool.
What the fuck? No one had that. No one played
If
fucking
you
Dragon
checked that off,
Guard.
you won.
Oh my god, no. Chrono Cross, Kingdom Hearts. I had this for PS2. It sucked. What else we got?
Parasite Eve, I had that.
Star Ocean Till the End of Time, is that Star Ocean 3? I had that.
No.
And that game kind of sucks too. I don't like Star Ocean 3. I had Kingdom Hearts 2. And Final Fantasy 9. And that's it.
9. That's one of the first PlayStation games I ever bought.
One of the best ones. You don't even need any other ones.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to play 7 now. This is better. Damn.
So anyway, if any of you guys want, you can probably just like take a screenshot of this and print it out, and you just send it to Square Enix, and they'll probably send you something.
They'll send you a bomb.
And here's the back of it, an ad for Valkyrie Profile 2, which I've
Cool.
never played. Never played that.
I've never played it either. Big
Let me
surprise.
switch over to. Boop. And then I can stop
Oh.
streaming that. Share your screen. What? And share this with you.
Ooh.
So I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but oh yeah, so this game had online for Japanese, apparently,
Oh.
which I also didn't know until I looked at this. I guess it introduced a group called the Restrictors, who were the former leaders of Deep Ground before Vice took over. The Restrictors leader implanted microchips into the brainstems of all deep-ground soldiers to ensure they never turn against the group. But Vice was able to overcome this control method. So, like, is this gonna be in remakes somehow too?
I hope so. Put it in there.
I feel like it might already be in there, and I just like wouldn't even know. I just wouldn't even know to look for it. Was there any other crap I wanted to look at with that? I can't remember.
This game has so much like VR stuff mentioned in it and shit. I'm sure that Remake Part 3 is gonna tie into it even more.
Oh my good god. How many fucking former leaders do there need to be in the compilation? So, I guess, yeah, when Advent Children began development, Squeenix staff agreed that one title from compilation from Final Fantasy VII was not enough to cover the entire world. So then they started Before Crisis, Dirge, and Crisis Core. They chose Vincent because his backstory was already vague, and they could just do fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Blah.
They could do whatever, and yet in this game they didn't do enough. I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess they started work on this before Crisis Core. The character of G was based on Japanese singer Gact, who wrote the theme songs. Imaizumi, the producer of Crisis Core, liked the mysterious role of G so much he decided to expand his character in that game, in Crisis Core, which implies that they did this first, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah?
Like, why? I mean, I guess it would explain why Genesis and Crisis Core feels so fucking tacked on and out of nowhere. Oh my god, there's a best viewers bitch. Hang on.
Oh no.
Get out of here! We're looking at fucking Dirge of Cerberus! You motherfucker.
Oh, Innovator.
You motherfucker. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would make sense, like, if I just look at the dates for when these came out. When did this one come out?
Crisis Core come out?
Crisis Core came out 2007?
Yeah, it came out after.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
This was 06.
That's such a fucked up thing to think about. Also, I guess the Japanese version of the game is different from the ones that we got. Because we received a major overhaul as the developers were not satisfied with the final Japanese version of the game.
Oh yeah, somebody posted earlier in the chat that the Japanese version is like really bad. Like
yeah.
they greatly overhauled the controls.
Yeah, it seems like the controls are really fucked up in that one, so it might be fun to try to emulate that at some point too, just to feel what the difference is. And then they took out like the online multiplayer for English.
I wonder why. They already had multiplayer games that were somewhat successful on
Yeah,
PS2.
I mean it says mostly due to lack of popularity of Play Online
yeah.
outside Japan. Lack of PS2 HDD support in the US missions and multiplayer. Oh, lack of PS2 HDD support in US? I don't know, maybe you needed that too. Cause like this is a very good looking game, all things considered.
It is, yeah.
And two more things before we start. I found a review for this from IGN.
Oh god.
So let's see what lovely things they have to say about Dirge of Cerberus. I didn't watch this or the other video I'm about to show you, so this is a surprise for me too. Wait, let me make myself just a little bit bigger. There we go.
What happened after Final Fantasy VII? Well, as any fan of the series has discovered by now, it's obvious that a whole lot of stuff has taken place since the livestream fought back the meteor
A whole lot of stuff.
by Sephiroth.
A whole lot of stuff.
The straight-to-DVD movie Advent Children that came out just a few months ago picked up about 2 years after the end of the video game, but that's not all there is to the story. Another year after that brings us to the events of Dirge of Cerberus, which is the latest in a surprisingly sudden and sizable line of spin-off products based on Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, you can tell this is a wicked old video because like This guy is just like slurring his words together so much. It's hard to even understand what he's saying. It's just like, oh my god. That's early internet, I guess.
Yeah, this is early days of like internet video reviews.
Yeah, just one take, read it as fast as possible. Print it, you're good.
Yeah.
But where does Dirge of Cerberus fit in? Well, in quite a few places, actually. Since the game puts players in control of a guy that's arguably the most popular optional character in history, who's Vincent Valentine, we get to learn a lot about his background, his true origins, and how deep his ties to Shinra really go.
Yeah,
Players will also get to learn a couple of extra tidbits about Yuffie, Ketchi/Reeve, and some of the more behind-the-scenes
guys. That's not how you pronounce it, loser. It's Kate Sith, motherfucker.
I'm gonna slur my words, but I'm gonna make sure to pronounce that bitch the way it should be.
I know, right? What the fuck? I know. Where is Shotgun? Where is Shotgun? This was probably put out first. Hang on, let me reopen.
Probably,
this.
yeah. Oh, no, I just saw X Play. Oh lord.
Don't spoil it. Oh no, this did come out first. Okay, so Before Crisis was first, and then Dirge of Cerberus.
Before Crisis was 2004?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my god, I thought it was like way later than that.
I don't know what FOMA or okay, Freedom of Multi. All right. I guess these are just different phone things. But yeah, this was 2004.
Really know about before.
Anyway.
There's also kind of a concurrent story that goes along with the historical references involving an elite military band of killers that's called Deep Ground, but if I get too much into that, I'd probably spoil things. Of course, the most surprising thing about Dirge is that despite its RPG roots,
I feel like you could spoil this whole game and it would be totally irrelevant because you wouldn't understand it anyway.
No, yeah.
You just talk about the whole ass thing and finish it up and just be like, what?
It's actually
you could make up some shit too.
But to be clear, it isn't the first-person shooter that the pre-release materials have claimed it to be. You can actually play in either the third or first-person perspectives, and at any time. And there are some occasional adventuring elements with Ketchi and a number of alternative melee special attacks to toy around with as well. The question we get most from our readers, though, is how exactly do you play? And the answer is actually quite simple. It's just the controls are very traditional, and it works like your standard shooter. R1 fires the trigger, R2 reloads your gun,
I guess
X
for
jumps over and
PlayStation,
activates
maybe.
action spots, etc. It's your typical shooter fare. Where the game really stands out as unique, though, is with its customization system. Since Dirge is from an RPG background, like I mentioned earlier, it retains some of that feel despite its shooting. These RPG elements mean players can gain experience for killing enemies, or by meeting a number of predisposed mission requirements like protecting a specific number of soldiers or finding particular information files, things like that. And finishing level quickly with a high accuracy rate will also get you bonuses, and so on and so forth. But I think the most interesting bit of Dirge of Cerberus is its gun modification, since as you progress, you'll be able to obtain and upgrade a small assortment of gun barrels, attachments, and items and things like that to create the gun that's perfect for your playstyle. So even though you have your handgun, machine gun, and sniper rifle, which are the types of weapons you can create with the parts,
oh yeah, it's like one gun that you make into
you can
a
give them a good
rifle
number of
shit.
extra features. It'll power them up
weird.
in different ways, give them special elemental properties.
It's weird
and
shit.
you can swap between 3 preset customizations, so you don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of time in a menu system fiddling around with things. Now, I know it's no secret that the Japanese version came under a lot of heat for its shortcomings because it had a number of real problems with its targeting and its AI, and a couple of other bugs that really kept it from being a AAA game. The good news is that the American version is actually fixed.
Would you consider this to be a AAA game? Was this AAA?
This was AAA. Yeah,
Oh
I would
my
say
God.
this was AAA.
Oh my god.
A number
This
of
had
those
a
problems
big budget put into
targeting
it.
didn't get a whole lot easier than it
but
used to be.
oh my
Various
God.
balancing tweaks have been added in,
Oh,
and Vincent's
stealth.
limit break transformations, which allows you to turn yourself into the same
Oh my
monsters
God,
that you
I
could in
forgot
Final
you had to
Fantasy
be
VII.
him.
They're actually useful.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Now, I can't tell you that
No.
the AI has been improved on much because most enemies still work as human
I hope we
targets.
get to throw
But the game
boxes
is
like
harder
in
by
River.
default. They've gotten rid of the easiest
You better
setting.
not have to.
And there are a number of extra modes
I
and
don't
challenges that have
think
been thrown in for US gamers that weren't in the original Japanese version. Of course, the real question is, are these fixes enough to make Dirge of Cerberus worthwhile? Well, that depends on who you are, because if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, then most definitely. The fixes to the US version have made it much better, and I can't deny that there's some actual moments of real fun that you can do in there. Dirge also does a really good job of answering questions that we always wondered about, particularly about Lucretia and how Vincent came to be who he is. The game's actually also surprisingly lengthy for a shooter as well, and it can last in upwards of about 15 to 20 hours if you engage in the side missions and other goodies.
It's
on
not
top
going
of
to be
the main
that
mission.
long.
The problem that Dirge ultimately
It's not
faces,
gonna
though,
be
is
that
for one,
long.
it tells its story a little
Sure
too
isn't.
well.
Nope.
There are way too many interruptions and pauses in the action so that you can view a
have a
cutscene
stroke.
after cutscene cutscene after cutscene, and the pacing feels disjointed, and a small portion of them seem almost arbitrary, not really a real narrative. The bigger issue, though, is that Cerberus doesn't come close to the gameplay depth of other shooters on the PlayStation 2, games like Red Faction or Time Splitters or Black, because all of those are fundamentally better in how they're tuned and how they work, and in the level of technology that powers them. The non-aggressive AI isn't too hot either, and it keeps the challenge a little too low for veteran shooter fans. And the
I'm gonna
removal
be playing
of the
this on
multiplayer mode that was in the
easy.
Japanese version is pretty disappointing, especially since there's so many current-gen PlayStation 2 shooters right now that have that feature. Despite all this, Dirge of Cerberus is actually still a pretty decent game. It's easy to pick up, it has a wealth of cool fodder for Final Fantasy fans, and it serves as a nice diversion.
He's just
in
like
a
Shadow the
summer that's
Hedgehog.
frankly been filled with sports titles and movie license games. So
And
in the end,
everyone
Midgar
knows
fans should
Shadow the
definitely give it a
Hedgehog
look,
is so
but for anyone
cool.
else, I would say that Dirge of
I mean,
Cerberus Final
Shadow
Fantasy VII
is for
deserves a
furries
guarded
and
but
Vincent's
casual
for monster
recommendation.
fuckers. I mean, everybody's covered.
Donald Trump wakes up thinking
Whoa!
how to enrich himself.
Donald Trump thinks Vincent Final Fantasy. It's really cool.
Wow, I'm gonna have to vote for him now.
I know, me too, me too. Anyway, here's another video I haven't looked at yet. X-Play Classic, Dirge of Cerberus. I'm sure
You know what? I used to watch a lot of X-Play, and I
Did
guarantee
you?
I've seen this review. Yeah, when I was in high school, I watched a lot of X-Play.
I never
I'm not gonna
watched it.
lie.
I thought it was cringe.
It was always cringe. I watched the shit out of it.
Well, I'm sure they will only say great things about
And nothing racist.
PS2 Classic Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII. I'm sure they won't be racist even one time.
Not even a one.
Original PlayStation came the technology required for the very first cutscenes. No game actualized this potential better than Final Fantasy VII. With a
Same.
plot
Sorry,
so
that's how it's
emotional it nearly cuts itself, Final
burped
Fantasy
in Adam
VII earned a
Sessler's
place as the
chest.
first video game to bring grown men to
no.
tears. Now we've got a spin-off. Here's Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. A dirge is a somber song expressing sorrow or grief. Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus is a plotting game that causes me sorrow and grief. Set 3 years after Final Fantasy VII, the RPG that was emo before emo was emo, this action spin-off is primarily an exercise in the
Final
unnecessary.
Fantasy VII wasn't emo.
I was like, what? The motherfucker
Did you
saying
play- I don't think
FF7
you
is
played that
emo?
game.
I
You
mean,
watched Advent Children and nothing else.
for the Crimson Tears review, they only showed like footage from the first 2 levels, so I don't think they even beat that. So they probably didn't beat Final Fantasy VII. That was like
probably not.
that was like a 12-hour game. You think they have the attention span for for an RPG?
You can't apologize until we've recounted your crimes. Dirge of Cerberus is pretty much Devil May Cry gone retarded.
Wait, what?
Dirge of Cerberus
Yeah, he
is
definitely
pretty
said
much
that.
Devil May Cry gone retarded. Vincent Valentine will be your poor man's Dante for this trip through the 9 circles of what the f*** are you facing that way? Turn around, you idiot, gaming hell.
For 10 years, I lived in a hell far deeper.
What, you've been playing Final Fantasy VII that long?
How appropriate is that?
Never mind that the aiming is sketchy. Vincent moves like a Galapagos tortoise on Quaaludes, and the camera seems to be a blood relation of the cool pics I dropped in the toilet last year and is here to wreak digital vengeance.
What are you talking about,
Dirge
Adam
of Cerberus
Sessler?
is so totally in love with its own storyline, it won't even let you play.
Behold mighty chaos.
4th-tier background character says what? You have to watch a cutscene roughly every 15 seconds. Kill 3.
I like that he says that as though that's a bad thing. Like, literally,
Yeah, I
the
don't mind
only
that.
reason people play this game is for the fucking story.
Yeah.
People don't play Dirge of Cerberus for the riveting gameplay.
Time to stop playing for a bit. Thank you. Kill 4 more, put the controller down again. In the middle of action sequences, the game will cut away to some random little scene, just in case you were worried about these insipid characters for some reason. To be fair, that's pretty good for a one-armed scientist with no depth perception. You can't even make it through a boss fight without a damn cinematic rearing its non-interactive head. No wonder the game doesn't play well. Why spend time refining something the player is hardly ever gonna see? At the very least, Vincent is about 10
Why is he
times more
complaining
badass in the
so much
cutscenes
about
than he is in the
cutscenes?
actual game.
Don't know.
Why can't he do that when I control him?
is what
My
X-Play
favorite
was.
part,
It was not
scenes
good.
where
video
Chatty
reviews.
McDon'tcare and the rest of the cardboard cutouts babble and Vincent is completely forgotten for minutes on.
He sounds a lot like DSP in this video.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just imagining DSP saying this shit. Yeah, see, Boku, you said you thought the same thing. He does sound a lot like DSP.
On end. There was potential for a good action game here. Vincent is a cool character for a Final Fantasy side quest, and Devil May Cry has proven that a guy in a red outfit with a gun can kick substantial ass. The gun customization is worth exploring, and it's actually fun to see some of the old Final Fantasy stuff in 3D.
That was a close
It was in
one.
3D and what?
Was good at fighting.
Why does he have a Scottish brogue? But unless you feel compelled to experience everything Final Fantasy VII related, you can safely give Dirge of Cerberus a pass.
I want absolutely no part of it.
Sorry, Vincent, there's just not much meat on this dog's bone.
I'm
It was-
the one who should apologize.
No argument here.
It
A
was in
2
3D on PS1
out of
also.
5.
Okay.
Oh, Vincent, you're such a sweet, sad,
Who the
genetically
fuck is
engineered-
that?
She looks like more masculine than Adam Sessler.
Yeah, I was like, who's that person in a wig? There was a female co-host, but that is not her.
Yeah. They got the good female co-host for the Crimson Tears review. I guess they had to bring out the budget bitch.
Oh my god.